Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching the station identification of one of Wayland City's resident YouTubers. Live in the basement. This is not MTV's remote control. And he is not Ken Ober. God rest Ken Ober's soul. This is WEML-TV, Channel 77. And now here's your host, New Bedford, Massachusetts' own, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Hey, thank you very much, Mr. Wonderful Announcer, for that good announcement. Like he said, it's WEML TV Channel 77. That's my YouTube channel. It's my show. And I'm its host, Eric Lima. What's going on, everybody? It is June the 25th, 2021, 6:43 p.m. I'm going to tell you something special about that date. It's episode 327 of the show. On the last episode, you saw me play some high rollers. Rolling the dice flinging Friday. But now, today is a very special day, as you know. And as you know, it is June the 25th, 2021. On this date, back in 1995, 6 years ago, a good thing happened to me. Despite all that I went through in the past couple of months since I moved to this place back in April of 1995, a good thing happened to me, and it basically changed my life forever as a person. And that is, I got a job in the real world. I remember it was a Saturday afternoon, and my family was also was preparing for my sister's dance recital at the Zeitun Theater when she was dancing for Paula Perry back then, along with my cousins. Little did I know that this job would change my life forever. I walked into a place that is very, very, almost classy. It's like a sports bar type deal, but it has great food. This place was known as Ruby Tuesday. It opened up in 1972 after a Rolling Stones song called Goodbye Ruby Tuesday. I remember walking in this place at the Dartmouth Mall. Now, the Dartmouth Mall back in the day was the cat's meow. The 80s and 90s, it was the coolest mall ever to shop at. But then again, so was the Silver City Galleria. So was the Swansea Mall at a time. And the Harbor Mall. Out of the 4 malls in the South Coast, only our Dartmouth Mall is left standing. Anyways, back to Ruby Tuesday. I walked in. I was greeted by a server by the name of Tony Barra. I told her what I was here for. He said, we'll sit over there, and we'll wait for the manager. The manager who was working that shift, I should say at the time, was a gentleman by the name of Kenny Woodrow. Sat down, excellent personality, cool looking dude. So he asked me what I was here for. I said I was here for an interview. But it was my friend from my church, Jason Esposito, who hooked me up with the job. And so that's why I was here. I told him my friend Jason recommended this job. I filled out an application. I went and took it. And went out, filled an application, came in. He looked at the application and answered a whole bunch of questions correctly. And he said, Eric, we will see you Monday. I was looking forward to it, but I was nervous at the same time. But I was excited. It was my first job in the real world. I worked on some side jobs for my church and everything else. Worked with some friends. But this was my first official job in the real world. So this was a big step for me back then. And despite everything I've been through, this job basically changed my life. So my father picked me up, asked me how the interview went. I said, it went great. Got the job. It's going to start Monday. So, not only have we all went back home to get prepared for my sister's dance recital, told my mom I got the job. I was really excited. And the fact of the matter is that most of my relatives, because my two cousins also dance for Paula Perry, that means my relatives are going to be there, and they'll be the first ones to be, and they're the first ones that are going to be notified, hey, I got a job. Now, I kind of felt bad stealing the thunder from my sister a little bit back then. But being a teenager and being 18, this was a big, huge moment for me as well. So I told everybody, hey, I got a job. Getting a job was very, very important for me. To all my relatives, they were very happy for me. My grandparents were happy for me. My aunts, my cousins, I was really excited. And I remember when Sunday afternoon came around after church, we got home, we were sitting down. I was watching some TV. I was watching Tom and Jerry as Jerry's Pecco's Bill singing Cambrone. And I was so nervous. I remember I was so nervous that day. I was so nervous. Like, tomorrow, I start my journey into the real world. To meet people that didn't believe in God, to meet people that, I don't know, complete strangers I'm going to be working with. But the familiarity is my friend Jason Esposito. I want to thank you, Jason, for hooking me up with that job. In a way, I kind of paid you by putting up with you waking up early in the morning just to get to work. As you bunked with me in my room years ago at the old house in the West End of New Bedford. I made a lot of friends over those years. Over those 15 years at Ruby Tuesday. I had a lot of crushes on the female service over those 15 years as well. I will list them off, but we'd be here all day. But don't worry, I dated none of them. Why? Because I had to be very, very careful. And you don't want me to get into that detail at all. Because I want to be respectful. Sometimes sexual harassment in the workplace is not tolerated. So I had to show restraint and show respect. And I made a lot of friends. I'm still friends with all these ladies today. They always see me as a nice, kind person. And I do appreciate that. And a respectful person. And I do appreciate that. But you see, I'm very, very happy. Now, back then, I went through a lot of challenges. The first couple of years I went through Ruby Tuesday. Until 1998 when I started working there full time. Between 95 and 97 I was working part-time jobs here and there. 1998 was where it started to straighten out into one job at Ruby Tuesday. For 15 years, like I said, I made a lot of great friends. Speaking of which, I ran into one today, an old friend, which makes me very, very happy. But the fact of the matter is this. Ruby Tuesday had changed my life forever. Now, I still work at the mall, but not at Ruby Tuesday. One, I left there in 2010 after they cut my hours down to one day, now Saturday. Two, 6 years after I quit, the place is gone. Ruby Tuesday no longer exists. In fact, it's almost out of business. Yes, sad face. But I will never forget the memories I had there. Christmas parties, get-togethers, dances, reunions, chatting up a storm, quoting movie lines, having a lot of fun, telling jokes. Being stuck in the weeds, getting stressed. But our team chemistry, we were like family, man. I wish I went through all the names, give a shout out to everybody, but all I can say is thank you, Ruby Tuesday Dartmouth. From the managers on to the servers, the kitchen cooks, everybody. Thank you for making my experience at Ruby Tuesday a great one. There were times that it wasn't, but it was not the fault of anybody. I hung in there and tried my best. But things now change. I mean, in fact, I didn't start online shopping until I got this job here now. Could you believe that? That's crazy, isn't it? If Ruby Tuesday was still around, still open, and I would be still working there, man. I'm sure we'd be telling jokes about me being on YouTube. Like, hey, Lima, what are you doing on YouTube, man? I'm doing my show on YouTube. Dude, you play game shows on YouTube? Yeah, I play game shows on YouTube. I'm sure a lot of them watch my shows today. You never know. But I'm very, very thankful. Very thankful. And that was it. Ruby Tuesday Dartmouth, 26 years ago. The job that changed my life. And now, I'm grateful and blessed. Whew. That's it. That's all the time we have on this show. Like I said, on the next episode, I will talking SmackDown 205 Live recap for the event center. But also, I have WWE releases I need to talk about. There were 3 tag teams have been released. A lady from the women's division got released. And let's just say this. The Cruiserweight division is getting gutted like a fish. Gutted like a fish. And I'll explain that on the next episode. After I will talk about that after. That's right, after this episode and after SmackDown 205 Live or over. Now, I gotta go. My nose is getting blocked again. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed night. Red Sox playing against the Yankees at Fenway. Dustin and Pedroia Appreciation Night. And I'll see you in the next episode of WEML-TV Channel 77. Hosted by me, Mr. Eric Lima. Episode 327 is complete in the books. And until episode 328, bless out.